Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's session on daily current affairs with Sathya sir. This is me, Satya from IQ Ideas, and I bring you important daily news snippets from a leading daily newspaper, interesting articles to read for improving your reading comprehension, and interesting words to update your vocabulary. Today is the 10th of July 2025, and let's begin with today's newspaper snippets. The main headlines on the first page is about the bridge collapse near Vadodara, right? So that is a human interest piece, but not relevant from the viewpoint of entrance examinations. The next article is about a statement made by the Arunachal Chief Minister Pema Khandu. So from this, a little bit of static GK information. One is the Arunachal Pradesh CM is Shri Pema Khandu, and he has made an interesting observation which says that Arunachal Pradesh shares a 1200-kilometer border with Tibet, not China. And according to him, he says that Tibet is claimed by, although officially Tibet is under China, but that can't be ruled out. That originally they shared a border with Tibet. So this is going to be a little bit of a tricky question in case they ask Arunachal Pradesh shares a boundary with which places. So there are three countries. One is Bhutan, with which it shares 150 kilometers, and one is Myanmar, with which it shares approximately 550 kilometers, and the third, according to Pema Khandu, is Tibet, which is which officially is under China, right? So when asked which three countries it shares, it all depends on the options which are given and can be a controversial issue. Okay. Another major tragedy which occurred was the crash of the Jaguar trainer jet in Churu, in which two Indian Air Force pilots were killed. But other than that, there is no news of national importance on the first page. So let's move ahead to the second, which is a city page in which the TRAI audit of major gaps in cities' internet speed, call quality. There's an interesting article, but again, that doesn't seem to be relevant for the long term. The next city page has a lot of news regarding local crimes and blunders in admissions according to the Gujarat Common Admission System GCAS in college allotments for students. Not much of interest. The next city page again has a couple of crime related news. The next city come state page also has a lot of news which is just crime related, so I'm going to skip all that. The next page, the state page, is centered around the major news for the state, which was the crash of the bridge. And the main headline for the large article says alarm was sounded 3 years ago, and a district panchayat member had told officials in 2022 that they would be responsible for any loss of life. So human interest pieces on the tragedy which has occurred. The next page is the nation page, where the Prime Minister on his visit has made a statement that we seek to cooperate, not compete with Africa. And this is, I think, on his official visit to in Windhoek, where he's addressing the joint session of the Parliament of the Republic of Namibia. Okay. The next page, the nation page, is an update on the SIR, which is the special intensive revision of the electoral rolls ahead of the Bihar election. And just as the Supreme Court takes on pleas on this SIR, the Election Commission quotes law to justify the move. Okay, so that's just an update on the SIR and the case which is going to happen in the Supreme Court. Other than that, no major news. Next, we have the business page, which may be relevant for people interested in business management, economics, and finance. where one interesting news is Samsung may make India a hub for the US. It may shift part of phone manufacturing from Vietnam if Trump's tariffs become lower here, said Choi. Okay, that's an interesting statement which will be followed with great interest by people interested in business and technology. Now we move on to the favorite of mine, which is the middle page full of opinion articles and editorials. The top thing is a column by Chetan Bhagat, IIT IIM alumnus and well-read author. The title reads Air India sucks, Tata Hotels rock. An Indian company gives us world-class hotel experience but low-quality airline experience. Preliminary report on the Ahmedabad air crash should give some explanation for this oddity. So that is Chetan Bhagat's opinion on two different services, both related to the service sector given by the Tata Group. Below that is an article by Abhilash Gaur, India's many mafias and the damage they do. From gangs mining sand, selling black market kerosene to running illegal parking, they control a vast shadow economy. They steal government revenues, damage environment, and intimidate citizens. So from here we get an interesting expression, which is a shadow economy. So shadow economy refers to a parallel economy which is not necessarily legal, right? So things related to black market sales and mafia and gangs and so on and so forth. So this is not an accounted for economy. It's not part of the official legal economy of the country. The three articles on the left, the top one, smelt this. Smelting is the process of melting metals. The line reads, after copper, Trump looks set to tariff pharma and India must protect its turf with a deal. Okay, so this is an opinion piece on the tariffs which have been imposed by Donald Trump on different countries and will be, of course, followed with great interest by people of India who are very much interested in the business and economy. The next, Yemens of the world. Migrants must be made aware of the perils of employment in risky destinations. Okay, so this is sort of news about what immigrants or what migrants must be careful about. And then you have Bachi Karkaria's article, Waterways, an exhibition to thirst after, which is her humor column, Erratica. And all the articles can be read with great interest for the sake of reading comprehension purposes by entrance exam aspirants. The special page is, the top page seems to be about mangoes, the top article, saving mangoes not for profit but for posterity. From imperial orchards to forgotten corners of Karnataka, scientists are racing to preserve near extinct mangoes once savored by kings and saints. So that would be an interesting article to read for language purposes. Uh, Below that is an update on the Jaguar plane crash which happened, in which two Indian Air Force pilots were killed. Okay. Moving on, the next page is the global page, which usually these days seems to carry a lot of updates on Trump, the Israel-Palestine issue, the Iran-Israel issue, and so on, and also the Russia-Ukraine issue. So the main thing is Russia attacks Ukraine with 700 drones after Trump vows to send more weapons. So yesterday we saw how Donald Trump did a U-turn and promised to send more weapons to Ukraine, and it seems there has been repercussions of that announcement. Regarding the tariff issue itself, Trump sends out tariff letters to 6 more countries, but avoids key partners. So the 6 countries are the Philippines, Brunei, Moldova, Algeria, Libya, and Iraq. None of the major industrial rival to the US. Below that, updates on the Israel-Gaza issue, and so on and so forth. Okay. Next, we move on to the sports page, which seems to be devoted to cricket. Series moves to greener pastures. Relaxed, confident India look to take lead as England hope livelier Lord's pitch helps them to take an upper hand. So with a good position, India is now playing its next match, next test match against England at Lord's. Great. And then smaller articles related to that. And finally, the last page, half of which is, in fact, the entire thing is sports, where there is some article related to tennis. okay, and a little bit of soccer related news. So, other than the two news of the crash of the Jaguar fighter plane in Churu, Rajasthan, and the breaking of the bridge near Vadodara, there doesn't seem to be any new news, just updates of the previous issues which have been going for a couple of weeks right now. So with that, this is me, Satya, bringing today's brief session to an end. If you like this episode, do press the like button, share it with your friends, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. You can drop a comment below if you want any specific changes to be made, anything else to be discussed, or in general, any views that you would like to express. Wish you all the very best.